Hello everyone. This is an unusual prefix to a video because I made a video yesterday for Bill of the Michigan Record Club, but unfortunately when I reviewed the file it had no sound, so I'm assuming that I accidentally pressed the mute button on my microphone. So rather than redo it, I'm going to do an overdub, which will be kind of ridiculous, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so this is where I'm saying something like, we've all seen the Steve Carlson video in which he provided an update on Bill from Michigan Record Club. Bill is struggling with cancer right now, and he suggested that we do a video to show 5 psych rock albums for Bill. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I know Bill very well. I have watched some of his videos, and I found them really enjoyable, so I thought I would do this and show 5 psych rock albums. So that's what I'm going to do. And here I'm probably saying something that I forgot, but the first record is going to be, wait for it, Jimi Hendrix, First Rays of the New Rising Sun, which originally came out in 1997, but this is a 2010 version that appears on heavyweight audiophile vinyl. According to the sticker on the front, it says, why am I looking back and forth so many times between the label and the camera? That's a little disconcerting. But original two-track master tapes done by Jimmy's original engineer with the original artwork, plus an 8-page booklet with rare photos and liner. There's the back cover. There's 17 tracks. Now, of course, all these tracks appeared on different releases over the years, but this is the first time they were put together as close to the conception of the 4th album as I think was possible. So they're collected here as, only 6 were actually done before when he died, but the rest were kind of finished and then assembled in a way that seems to be like the 4th record. There's the inside of the gatefold with some writing on the right. Notice on the left, everything is upside down. I don't know why that is, but that whole panel is upside down. Like, why is that? That's what I'm saying. Why is that? Why is it upside down? Is this the only one? Are they all like this? Are there other ones like this? I'm not sure what happened, but it's definitely upside down. What else can I say about this that I might be forgetting? Oh yeah, I did say it was analog, so if anybody's concerned about any digital in their mastering chain, just be sure that you can be sure that this is an analog recording. There was another music on vinyl version of this, but this is the other one that came out. So that's Jimi Hendrix. Sorry, excuse me. Kind of an obvious black vinyl, an obvious choice for a psych record. For number 2, I chose something a little bit different because it doesn't have any guitars in it. This is an electronic duo, kind of experimental, called Silver Apple. So they've been called synth pop, left field, psychedelic, experimental psychedelic rock, power electronics. They were active from 1967 to 1970, and then they broke up because they were sued by Pan Am Airlines for unauthorized use of the Pan Am logo, and that kind of did them in because it was a very expensive lawsuit. They did come back in the 90s briefly, and then this record came out, was their 6th record in 2016, so well after the fact. By the way, if you can read lips, you'll be able to judge if I'm doing this overdub correctly. I don't know. This is a double record on black vinyl. There was a color vinyl issue. Now, this band is interesting because they predate bands like Can and some other interesting electronic acts. Unfortunately, one of the guys died in the year 2020, so that kind of killed their career, but very interesting band. I like the music very much. So the third one is Dr. John, the Night Tripper. This is The Sun, the Moon, and Herbs, 1971, his 4th record. Now, again, different examples are different labels for this guy. Some would say Louisiana blues, rhythm and blues, Bayou funk, psychedelic. Other places would say jazz, boogie woogie, rock blues. This record is probably most notable for the fact that it has Eric Clapton on it and Mick Jagger, among a whole host of other artists. So it's kind of a really interesting collection of people that appear, even if just briefly, on the record. AllMusic called this as dark and swampy, and best listened to on a hot, muggy night with the sound of thunder rumbling off in the distance like jungle drums. Oh, there's the Atco label. Reminds me of the old thread by Chris Prophy. You know, once I did a video thread for Chris Prophy, and I actually called him musically possessed when I meant to say musically obsessed. Now, I realize here I should have been wearing different glasses because I'm having a hard time reading my screen. I look a bit goofy here, so that's a little bit scary to see. So different glasses next time. So to conclude that AllMusic quote, it says, Dr. John was definitely onto something here, but just what is left up to the listener. Huh. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a good record. Now, for number 4, I picked a band that, you know, is sometimes just called rock, art rock, or psych, but other sources would not say psych at all. They say experimental rock, art rock, proto-punk, avant-garde, and others would just say indie or alternative, which I think is a bit strange because I don't think those terms really existed back then. But this is Velvet Underground Live 1993. I bought this on CD when it came out, and it wasn't until 2014 that this album version came out. This is the 4-LP version of the tour that happened in Europe. This was recorded at the Olympia Theatre in Paris in June in 1993. It contains 2 new tracks, Velvet Nursery Rhyme, which is, I hesitate to even call it a track because it's kind of an introduction to the band, and a track called Coyote, which was actually not bad. Interesting enough, I've read that John Cale prefers the bootleg versions of this that he's heard. Who knows? I haven't heard any bootlegs. But this is the classic lineup. You know, Mo Tucker, Sterling Morrison, John Cale, Lou Reed, not the Doug Yule version. So for me, that's the preference. I prefer the early Velvet Underground lineup. And unfortunately, it means that we'll never have another Velvet Underground reunion because, of course, Sterling died and then Lou died. So this is limited edition also. There's only 7,500 copies of these. I didn't get it in 2014. I got it a couple years later, sitting in a bin some record store. And I think it's pretty good. I had a friend who saw 2 shows on this tour, and I was kind of hoping it'd make it to North America, but it never did, so I'm disappointed about that. Oh, there's the banana on both sides. So any record that has a banana on it has got to be psychedelic. That's definite. I'm sure that's true. So, you know, interesting. Perhaps not the best. Perhaps it could have been better, but it's good to hear it. I'm a big fan. I have pretty much everything else, and so, you know, Velvet Underground for me are a win. Yeah, so I've said some other things here. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Again, if you can read lips, maybe you could tell me, but I obviously said that section too fast, and now I have to fill in some time. So the last record is an interesting, everyone knows this band, this interesting psych rock band. Everyone knows this band, right? It's, wait for it, it's the Yardbirds. This is the greatest hits. Now this is a interesting because it's a box set of Yardbirds' greatest hits. This is the band that spawned Jeff Beck. Oh, there it is. See, it's a box set. It's in a box. Started the careers of Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, and Jeff Beck. And they had, you know, the sound, of course, changed. This collection has a wide range of stuff. Oh, I'm saying here that there's German, because this was only pressed in Germany. There were 6 different vinyl pressings of this thing in Germany. Nowhere else was it released. I don't remember where I got it. Excuse me. But, you know, it's got the big ones, you know, For Your Love, and I'm drawing a blank. Heart Full of Soul, is that right? 3 records? I almost dropped it. Oh my God, if I had dropped that, I may have broken it. Who knows? So that was a lucky catch for me. But yeah, 31 tracks, I think, in a nice pristine box. A really good collection, overview of the R&B, blues rock, psych band called the Yardbirds. I think everybody knows this band. And it's pretty good. So I just wanted to add that I wish Bill all the best. It must be a rough time. This is an interesting thread that we have going here, and I hope he gets a chance to see all these videos if he can find them. And thanks to Steve for suggesting this. All right, so I'll talk to you next time.